leg guy. Wrestled at Buxton College in Pennsylvania. Very good legs. We were talking about how a lot of guys catch guys. So we're going to go cross body. Now notice, I'm up on his hip as much as I can. I'm not falling off the side here, okay? You should be able to hang on here, all right? I'm coming under this arm, elbow in the back. I don't let go of this until my hand is through that bar. Now I've got it. There's my bar. Half, roll, take the leg out, pop. Boom. Okay? Here. Now I'm going to go to work. When I do this, a lot of people take this wrist, they come down the wrist, and they lay back like this, and they come up and grab the head like this. Okay? What I want you guys to do on this is, when you go to bring this arm inside to get that head, I'm going to jump up on top and look him right in the face. So I swim this arm hard, and I'm going to cover his chest on this. I jump up right here. Okay, so now I'm kind of on top a little bit. Now I'm going to grab the top of his head, and I pull it in. I lock on it, and I pull it into his shoulder on this side. This foot over here, I'm going to reinforce. So I go figure 4 with my own leg, and put this foot on the mat. Kind of lock his hip in. And I'm pulling that head in. Okay? Now question. Is it legal to lock my hands around his head here without the arm?
Yes.
It is? Who says yes?
Oh, without the arm. No, you have to have the arm there, yeah.
Who says no?
Actually, on a guillotine you can.
Good question, right? It's a trick question.
The guillotine
Okay?
you can.
You can't lock on the head until the referee starts counting your back points. So I can't come up on top and immediately go to this and lock my hands. Okay? I have to wait here until he starts counting. Once he starts counting, then I can lock on it and pull this thing in. Okay? So guillotine, just a little, we're trying to get on top of the guy, not lay back on your back. Okay? Same start to it here, under, got this here, grab your old bicep, grab the shoulder here. Now I'm digging that elbow in the back, fall back, go figure 4 right away, slide down to the wrist, I'm going to swim big, and jump up on top, look him in the eye right here. Now lock on that head, pull it in. Okay? Real tight. I'm going to try it. This arm, so yeah, just what he did right there, I put my hand down around my waist and even grabbed onto my singlet a little bit, okay? So he couldn't get the guillotine, couldn't get my arm out. He came through the legs, grabbed my wrist, kept the elbow in the back, brought me back. He figure 4'd this leg, hips are locked in, get off the back. Can't even move.
Just a T-bar.
When you figure 4, you lock both hips in now. Okay, you can't move. All right? Here, you had this, and so I started leaning. Come off your shoulder. I started leaning towards the right there. Okay, come up all the way. All right, just okay. So I started leaning that way, and instead of pulling me back, he rolled. He tucked his head under here, came on top. Figure 4, same position. Okay? Okay? There's 2 things. Sometimes I'll land here, sometimes I'll switch so hard that you'll land here. Okay? Yep, go ahead and get up on top, and then we get into this position here. Okay? This is a typical situation. Alright? So, I'll give you something for both of those situations. I'm here, okay? Guy switches me. I land good this time on my knees, okay? I'm gonna crunch him immediately. I come elbow to the armpit, I crunch him here, okay? I reach deep, the back of my elbow to under his knee. Now I'm gonna take him all the way through, here, figure 4. Pull those legs apart. Okay? They call it a lot of different things. Banana split. I just call it split. Split them. Split them.
In the 60s, it was a split scissor.
What was it?
A split scissor.
Split scissor. Yeah, never heard that one before.
In the 60s.
Yeah, banana split, whatever. Okay, here we go. He switches me. I land on my knees here. I'm good. He's still trying to switch me, but I crunch him here. I reach inside this leg. Deep. Look how deep I'm getting here. Now I want the back of my elbow over the back of his knee here. Now I take him through, lift that leg, to his back, figure 4. Okay?
You've been in that position a few times, Mark.
No, never.
Let's try that one, and then we'll come back at the last one. Just remember when we're doing this one, remember when I talked about controlling your body. Okay, he's going to control his body and not switch, of course, but I have to control my body so I don't fall down on this. Okay, it's kind of a weird situation. You got this leg in, he's bottom guy, you're switching into him here. Land on those knees. You can put both hands down if you want to try to catch yourself on this. Crunch him. Okay? Here. Roll under. Roll hard. Okay? What I'm going to do, I can't crunch him here. I'm going to reach in, grab this arm here. Now I got to use my legs and my core to bring him over the top. I slide underneath. Bring him through. Look where we are. I can go shove it in between the bodies. I can go guillotine. I can stay right here. Whatever you want. Okay? Ended up in that first position where we started. Legs, if you're riding legs, it can be dangerous, right? If you don't know what you're doing, it can be risky. And if you get switched, your leg falls out when you're trying to turn a guy, a lot of times you go right to your back. You put yourself in a lot of trouble. So you have to have these little exit plans, okay? So I threw the leg in, he switched into me, boom, I fell to my side here. Okay, he's trying to come around me, I catch this arm, I drive off my feet, take him all the way through, lock that hip in, boom. I like the one where I shove it in between the bodies. Some guys like guillotine, whatever you want there. Okay? So I landed here.
Power half. Alright, so now there's timing with this move, so I can't go before he hits it. I can't wait too long, because then I'll be stuck in that position. I have to hit this move, okay, when he starts cranking the half. When I feel that pressure, I go. Okay, so a couple things though. Alright, so I need to lean back, okay? Like that. So just some of the mechanics. You're in, you're starting to crank the half, okay? Alright, good. A little more pressure. Alright, so again, I'm timing it so when he starts to crank. We have guys that wait too long and then they get stuck. You don't want to wait too long, it's not going to work. Okay, so he starts to crank, right here. My hand underneath, this hand underneath, comes around the waist, and this hand right here, I keep it in, I help push myself up with this hand. Pop my head, come around the waist, and cover. Get my two.
So when I hop over, right away, tight release, and I'm going forward. See how I start getting his hands moving?
Sorry.
Now another important detail, I'm on this left toe and my thigh is high up on his thigh. Alright, so my butt's to my heel, my thigh's on his thigh, and now I can start sinking in my half or my claw. I like the half better, get this half in. Alright, and now all I'm doing, you guys can't see, but with my back foot, I'm pushing off and I'm driving him over like 11 o'clock. I don't want to just fall to the side. This is where guys get in trouble. Alright, so when we're here, I'm pushing, driving him over, and right away I bring my knees to my chest. As I'm rolling through, sometimes it's pretty fast, but his whole body is off the mat right now. I got full control of his body, his legs, and now all I'm doing is taking him towards his head. I'm pinching with my knees, and now I'm getting back when he's here. Okay? the opposite side, thumb on the outside, right away tightly. I'm going forward, and I get this knee in position. A lot of people just like to ride this way. Start chopping, looking for inside wrist. This is like my half. Now with my back foot, I start pushing at 11 o'clock. Push, knees to my chest. Like I said, I got his whole body off the mat right here. Now I'm taking him towards his head, pinching with my knees, and the last detail for now is elbow up. My elbow's down, he can start fighting down a little harder. I keep my elbow up, it's harder for him to fight down. Okay? Alright, as I start pushing.
Sorry, man, I did that again.
So as I start pushing with my back foot, and I realize it's going over, see how I start bringing my knees to my chest? That's what's going to help me get my knees in position. Alright? When I get here, my partner's going to give me a little fight. Now when he starts bellying down, this is when I'm using my bottom foot and my head and come up to the tripod, and then I can start looking for the pin. So he starts fighting down, I come up to the tripod, I lose no pressure on the half this leg. If I just try hopping over, right, he starts fighting down, and I still trying to hop over, that's a lot of times where guys lose it. So, here, tight waist, hop over. See how I got his hand moving? Get that half in. Push, push, knees to my chest. Over here, elbow up, pinching with my knees, I'm elevating. This left foot's elevating. Another thing I see guys doing is they got this leg straight. They think they gotta elevate this leg super hard. I keep this knee bent, tight, and when I pinch, I'm like bringing my foot out this way and pinch with my knee. This really helps me keep that elevated foot. Doing this, he's gonna start, once he gets that leg free, I'm losing the hold, so. My knee's tight to me and I'm just pinching. Release head. Push, push, knees to my chest. Pinching my knees. He starts bellying down, pivoting. My bottom foot, head. Now I can hop over. See that happen deep. Okay. Guy on top of you. And in most situations in wrestling, you don't want to pull the guy on top of you. But with the crab ride, it's a little different. So, if your coach is telling you not to pull him or don't pull him on top of you, he's probably right. But with the crab ride, you can do it. So, same thing, we're starting here, get my tight waist and my head. Alright, a lot of times I got a lot of weight forward. So what this guy starts doing is getting his butt to his heels. Go back. Say your butt to his heels. So he gets his butt to his heels, right? So sometimes I'm testing it, right? I'm trying to roll through, he's got a really strong base. Sometimes his arms are really wide. And if I try rolling through with you, right, I can get stuck in my head and then, you know, that's where you get a reverse where bad things start happening. So over here, I'm testing the roll through. He's got a lot of weight back in his butt. What I'm doing is I'm stepping on both sides of his legs. So I come here and I'm looking to pull him on top of me. So I'm sitting my butt to the mat. Here, he's got a lot of weight back. Bring both feet up, sitting my butt to the mat, pull him on top of me. I look to find my elevating legs. Now I'm doing back legs, same thing, so it's fighting down. I can look to come to a tripod. And right away, right, this guy might be bringing his elbow to his side and it's tough. One, if he does that, right, he's got no post now. Okay, so if a guy goes to peel or he brings his elbow in, now he's got no post. All I gotta do is roll through. This is real easy for me. Okay? So some of you guys are missing that. They go to peel, you can just roll through. Or if he's got a good base and maybe he's trying to peel, right? the other trick that I have is while he's trying to peel, all I do is move my hand this way. I hide my hand and I put my head on him. Now it's really hard for him to peel his head. So he's working on it. He might put his head to the mat and go 2 hands on it. But my head's covering my hand, so he can't get to it. Now when he starts giving up on it, right? He starts looking to stand up. I just go right back to it. And I can sit him through. So that's kind of the thing where, you know, kind of chem drill it, but we're not going to spend time on that. But just a good thing to know. Okay, so if we get my half in and he's just committing to peeling your hand, I hide it and I put my ear on it. Now my hand's hidden. He can't feel this. Once he starts going to work up again, I go back to it. So that, whatever the case is, but just something good to know. The other guy's just going flat, so you're looking for it when he goes flat. I like when a guy goes flat here. What I do is I shoot my knee through, so I might need to pull him up a little bit to get my knee in there. And now I can still get this. You guys just let go of a half and tight waist and go to something else. I can still get this. It's the same way I finish, just like rolling through. I start pushing, and I can get my turn. So, one of my main ways too is like off a takedown. So like, I shoot right, I get the seat in, and I climb up in deep tight waist. See belly's out, right? I hop over. Now this tight waist is really deep. And I can get the turn. So right now, let's just go. It doesn't have to be intense or anything. We can start on our feet. Whatever shot you guys want to take, right? Here, come up to my elbow. I get this knee tight waist, he's flat. I'm getting over to the side. I know some people are learning to back hook and look to take them over and stack them. We're like, we're here, right? You post, you can punch this and bridge and look to stack them. Sometimes if they're really long, and they got a good base there that can hurt you. Other times, some people are good at making that work. All right? For me, and guys, let me say this first too. If you're serious about getting good in the crab ride, man, the amount of repetitions that you guys gotta get, you guys gotta practice it every day. Sometimes you might have to force it and make mistakes. Sometimes you might, pin yourself or get reversed a bunch of times, but it's like anything else. You gotta mess it up a bunch to get good at it. It's not just gonna, from one camp or 2-hour session, you're gonna master it and start hitting it on everyone. Like, you gotta practice, use it live, mess it up a bunch, and then eventually you start making mistakes and you fix them. Okay? So, there's a lot of little things to the crab ride. So we're here, right? You post out on me. Okay? No, you can post both hands. All right, so we're here, right? The first thing that I want to do is I want to kind of hip skate. It's a little jiu-jitsu thing where I just hip skate and get to my right shoulder, okay? So I just hip skate and get to my right shoulder. Now what I do is I switch from the tight waist to his pec, or kind of his shoulder area, all right? More his pec. And all I'm doing is pulling him towards his head. And a lot of times that'll break his base, okay? So say he comes up to an elbow or his hand again, either or, I pull and slide this knee up, all right? If he tries coming up now, it's hard for him. This is another little detail that I didn't show you guys yet, is I constantly have pressure towards his head with my tight waist and half hand, all right? If I'm hitting the tight waist, he tries coming up to an elbow, it's hard for him. Trying to come up. It's hard for him. If I have no pressure, he can come up easy. So what I got to do is pull and slide that knee up. Now it's tough for him. All right. Side. Here. Here, right? It's posted on me. I don't know where to go. Shift. And I pull. I can let him come up, I'll release pressure, hold. Now I keep this pressure towards his head. He can't come up anymore. All right, so I switch to the pack and constant pressure with my tight releasing head. It's going up. All right, so one more time. Let's just start in the crab ride. So I want you guys pulling him on top of you. You move out, get to my right shoulder. He's here. Now I switch to the pack. Pull. I want you guys to let him fight up to his elbow again. Hold. Now don't let him fight up. Just keep this pressure here. All right.
And I'm going to step with my back leg. My left knee is going to be a right leg step. So I do right in here. Okay, so I can do this 100 times and never get in trouble. My head's up, my back's straight. I load my lead leg, and I go straight in here like this. Touch my lead leg arm. Comes over this arm, so when I get across here, I can trap this. Okay, so it's very low risk, but really high reward. And I can start to send it. Once you guys get the footwork down, we'll start throwing right away. Okay, so I can be messing with it. Boom. Now I'm going to change levels and load my lead. I do this when I fake. I load my lead so I can step off of it. And then I can do a two-step duck, outside, inside, and get back into my stance when all the chaos on the defense is happening. Grab me back. So I'm just going to have him either put his arms out or he can grab me back. Anytime somebody reaches for me, go ahead and reach for their position. Two-step duck, outside, inside, my lead leg hand is going from collar to trapping this arm. One, two-step duck. Remember, we're stepping with our back leg. After that. One, bend at the knees. One, two. If I can check myself right here, I want to be chest to chest. I want to be blocking this far leg. Everybody wants to do this on a duck under. And get behind them. Sometimes you get chin lift, sometimes they grab me, sometimes they switch. If I lose this ever, it's a big mistake. And it's really hard to get back points from here too. Try and be chest to chest. One, two. And wait on the head. This chest and ribs. If I wanted to pick them up, then we're doing conditioning, you're doing what coach strength drills, and I told you to pick them up, nobody would start here. So there's no reason that this should be our end goal. Our end goal should be right where we're strongest and they're weakest. I've knocked them out of the stance and I'm in my best position to pick them up. Chest to chest. Stay to the front. You guys shoot double legs like this and then you go behind, it's just such a mistake. You're going to lose way too many of them. Same thing with duck unders. Duck them, one, lock this leg. So check my first foot. If I step way out here or even out here, it's just so hard to get all the way over there and still be athletic. So make sure your first step back this step right in front of them, and as I keep my head up and get across them, I'm getting ready to tabletop. Another thing that we're making a little bit of a mistake is we make this table, we're starting to push them over it, and then we try and throw this way. There's no table back here. I made this table so I can use it. So I'm driving them over, I'm trying to put them right where he would post this hand if he was going to stop me, but I haven't. So I let him feel that sense of security, and then I take it away, and I put him right where he would post this, and he doesn't have a post, he's going to be on his back. Tabletop, block, put him right on the mat over here. If you don't feel comfortable throwing, just do like a little drive step. Get his head away from his hips, and he'll get weaker, and then it'll just be easier and easier to throw him. The more we off balance his stance, the easier this stuff is. Alright? If you do feel comfortable, you continue to try and work on throwing them. Outside, look at the first step. On my left knee, my right foot. Inside his foot so I can get here as quick as possible. From here, same thing. Don't throw them this way, don't throw them that way, not this way, straight over the post. So when I throw them, when I throw them in this direction of the block is. One time real fast. Yeah? So my first really close to him. Drive. Right here. Now I'm chest to chest. Like this here. Go behind him here. This is taking away my chance at back one. Stay to the front. Push him over the table. Hold this arm down. Lean on your lead leg. Side. Okay? If you guys have that down, we can start throwing. Okay, we're going to get right into it. Boom. And here, bang. 1, 2. And once I get to this position, my back leg arm is pretty much irrelevant. I can go up the crotch, I can go here, I can body lock, I can squeeze them. But what I want to do is push them directly over this post with my head. And as we start to fall, I'm just going to arch my back and throw them where this post would be, but I'm locked. Okay, so get in here one more time. Duck. Snap to this, 2 steps, chest to chest, fighting this urge to go behind them, stay in the front, and then as I go to throw them, I tabletop them, and as they start to fall, I just send them right over the top. Okay? That's good, thank you. We got one hand in the middle. Okay, so, when I'm thinking about throwing them, I don't want to pick up straight up and lose this table. Think about pushing them over this, because I have this block, I need this block, and then I throw them as far as I can. More momentum I have, the harder it is to stop. Fucking cross, right here, body lock. All I'm doing is push them over, and then back arching over, back on side. Make sense? I'm gonna throw a body lock, step around, or duck under. I need to stay tight, my knees go a little forward, my hips stay in. Maybe even the back of my shoulder, if I throw it really nice, I land on this hip. Okay, so when you guys go back and do the drill, do this little drill right here. Hold me up. Partners just gonna hold me up. There you go. Right here is perfect. Here, in. Even when I hit the ground, my hips are in. Looking over my shoulder. Okay? We get scared to hit the mat. You're falling 3 feet, 2 feet. It doesn't hurt as bad as you think it's going to. Drill, work with your partner. Start to get confident in falling and landing on your shoulder. It does not hurt, but you have to land with your hips in. So I can drive anything like this and then step over the hip. Once you do that drill, get that duck under, push them, hold this down, keep everything real tight to you. Go in here and here and here. Body lock. And then as I push them over the post, always in the direction of the post, push them over and then do a little average. One second. Got it? We're close. We're really close. Keep working. You guys are doing a good job. Right, 1, 2. Easiest way to learn it, have them start on their feet before we go to the mat wrestling. So I'm in here like this. I'm always trying to create angles when I'm in hand fighting or in front headlock. And the angle is, I'm looking at him, he's facing nobody. This makes me closer to him. This makes him fight me sideways. This makes my life a lot easier in a lot of different positions. So I'm constantly trying to cut to this angle so I can get here and then react and actually go ahead and get the easy score. One way that I do that, that'd be great if I could just move them out of the way and go to this angle. One way that I do that is I go the wrong way. So if I want to go right, I'm going to go left. So watch this little lefty step with my lead leg, and then I throw them over here. And then the footwork is just this. So it's just like the duck. Load my lead, 1, 2. Load my lead, 1, 2. Staying to the front once again. Load my lead, get them out of the way, 1, 2. And then you can finish the double leg any way you want, really. Go ahead, load your lead and get them out of the way. Load my lead, this is a back step. This is my back leg. 1, let them go, chest lock, get back to this double leg. Finish that we were just working on with the duck. See ya. When you get here, this is a good place to check yourself. If you are just like the duck, I want you to be lead leg shoulder. On the left knee, I'm leaning on my left shoulder. This is how you put him on his back. If I go back leg shoulder, put her down. I got no chance of turning. Okay, so we're working on a couple different things. Very similar footwork. Front headlock with the feet. Bang. Snap them in here. Roll my lead. Get them out of the way. 1 step. Don't go behind them. Obviously on the double leg. Let them go and get chest to chest as much as you can. Bang. 1, 2. When I slam them down, shoulder in the ribs. Trying to climb up. Put them on his back. One time fast. Make sense? Let's do some front headlocks. Ready? 1, 2. If he's good, he's gonna be trying to cut that angle too. So as I start to go around here, he starts to cut this angle, and here's where I do the exact same thing that I was just doing from our feet. Load my lead. It's just a little different because I'm on my knees now. Side step, drag him over here, and then I do this 1, 2. It's just on my knees. All right. So there's a lot of you can just cut the here. So if he's good, he's cutting this angle. He doesn't let me get over there. I just do this little side step. Hold my lead, snap him down to the ground. Get back to the head as fast as possible. I see a lot of guys make this mistake and they chase like this with the hips. This is when you get switched. Just this makes it a little bit harder. Switch me. It doesn't roll under. This is just a problem, you know? So I'd rather see you guys do this. Load your lead, shoot the high crotch to the outside shot, and then go back and forth with that. And it creates no strength. Right here I'm trying to get angle, he cuts back, side step, snap, one, and then go on. Almost to the wall. Make sense? One more time real quick. Always ready to keep wrestling, never off balance, you'll never see me outside my stance, never see me extended. Real nice and easy. Move over here, snap them. Right, still underneath. Hold your lead, outside, inside. Got it? Let's try some front headlock from the bottom now. Ready? 1, 2. Which way should I go? He wants to hold me up. I want to lift my feet up like this. This would be easier? Okay. What if we both want to lift our feet up at the same time and balance on his hands? Louder. Huh? Chest on his back. Kind of the balance of those two, right? So if you go on top. So if he's out this way, it's going to be hard for me to lift my feet up. So scoot forward a little bit. Lift your feet up.
Whoa.
You think you can find the middle? Oh. Just probably try it. You guys try it, I'll tell you the secrets. Ready? 1, 2. Set them up for anything, sag them, and then I'm going to swing them outside my lead leg like this. Here. And one thing, when you guys are hip tossing, it's a pretty common mistake. When we get them about halfway, everybody wants to force the hip toss with their muscles, but I really want to see you guys use your legs instead of your arms. Let this thing rock back as far as I can, and then when I get my hip through here with this little back step, I'm going to put a seatbelt on and go like this.
Good book. Can you demonstrate?
Just real shallow underhook, nice tricep, push, sag, swing them, and then instead of squeezing right here, let's just take a little back. So the farther, let's take rubber band. The farther you stretch this thing, the more torque you're going to have when you whip them through. So it's hard, I want to throw them, but the looser I can keep my arm and let it rock all the way back. I'm not very flexible, but the tighter everything's going to be when I get through.
So basically, a weird headlock.
Make sense? Okay. That was pretty close. Threaten the legs and threaten the upper body at the same time. So one thing I think you guys can all get better at is this little setup. This is just like I'm going single leg. I swing them and I bring this leg forward. And that's how I shoot single leg. Do the same thing. I'm trying to load them to the back side so I can snap to it.
To go to the bottom line, go down to the loading back. Appreciate you.
And then as we want to change that to headlock, maybe he just keeps down blocking really well. I snap him down, so then he wants to come up as I snap him to the backside. Okay, and I'm really trying to clear this hip. If you like to do back step, it clears it nice. If you like to plant your feet, as long as you get through here, this is where the big 5-point throw happens. And so, once again, it's like a rubber band. The more I let it stretch, the more I can snap my butt through there, the easier this thing happens. Okay? Push. Keep blocking my single leg, same thing, and down. As it comes up, I'm rotating to the backside. So outside my lead leg. Get used to swinging them outside here. snap your hips all the way through, and then whatever, at this position, I squeeze whatever I have. With the hip toss, same thing right here. When I start to throw, I just squeeze everything, and then I start to go to that actual throw. Push, snap, leg put down, comes up. Makes sense? We're working on our setups, we're working on our footwork, and then no matter what I'm doing, I'm trying to extend them. So sometimes we throw this, and then we throw them right here. This hasn't done that much to the stand. I can throw them way over here, look at it. That's when it gets weak, and I just want to fall in. Okay, so just one more time with the extended head level. Extend it out here on the knee, all the rest of the defense are going to have. Stretch it out. Okay, so work on it for like 2 more minutes, and then we'll bring it right back in. Ready, 1, 2. And I finish this, you can work on the duck, you can work on even this front headlock thing we did. Anytime I take somebody down, this is why it's so important. You're leaning on your lead leg shoulder when you're back. I turn backside, I heel turn. Okay? So a couple things I'm doing to get the turf, either with my arm or my leg. As I take them down, I'm driving my lead leg shoulder, I'm lifting my left shoulder, I'm lifting with my lead leg knee. Here, lift this up. As I lift this up, try to create space between the legs while I do this circle. Now I'm going to close all this space up because the only way to get out of this is bring his knee through. So if I don't let that through, scoot up right here, he's in a lot of trouble. Okay? So I'm holding him tight to me with my elbows, with my hands. And then from here, my direction is going to be directly through him. And I'm just going to continuously lift with my leg. But this is really heavy. The main way that I do it is I drive up his back. This is lifting for sure, but I'm more hopping on this and driving and trying to cover some ground so he can stuck in here. Okay, so if you lift really hard, you can step over his leg. What I like to do is really drive off the leg that I have for free. One more time. It's a great transition. If you're not great at turning them with it, it's a really good way. Right here, lift with your lead leg. As I'm driving my shoulder, this is why I'm driving my shoulder so hard so he has to turn down. When he turns down, he gets weight up here, this becomes a little bit lighter. So as he's really fighting to turn down, this happens. And I can arm turk or I can leg turk. We'll do leg turk first. Leg turk, and then I lift, I arch my back. Sometimes I hold this here and I drive with my leg that's free. Drive, cross face him, and then right here, he's kind of stuck. I gotta lift my chest up, throw my knee. I can stick. Make sense? Or this time we're going to use our arm twist. We're trying to get elbow deep in here like this and close the shaft. I'm really close to him. I got my elbow deep on the bottom leg. Bottom leg here. If I lift this with one hand, it's really heavy, but if I lock my hands, it seems very light. I just want to lock my hands, get my head, get my chest up, I'm just going to straight over his head and break it. Okay? Last little bit of technique. Double leg, high crotch, whatever. Lift the bottom knee so I can feed it to my other hand. From here, get real close to him. Lock my hands. Bring this thing up. Cradle straight to his head. Stick him. The crowd goes wild. Get a new girlfriend. Let's go. All right? Only with this move though. Got it?
I know he's smoking.
Come on. Oh, snap. Here. Lift the bottom leg. Feed it to your other hand. Lock your hands, get your head up, cradle, stick them. Got it? Last thing, stay focused for like 2-3 more minutes. Ready, 1, 2.
I can do a little trick this way to try to put things on the mat. But coming back and putting them down on the mat. Got me? Go get it, go get it. Warm yourselves up right. And my bicep is going to be in my jaw. So the one thing I want you to focus on is keeping your head up and creating an angle down on your knee. So when I get the angle, I'm working on driving up. The other thing that we're doing in this warm-up activity is we're stretching out our shoulders. So I'm on single leg. You're going to be squared up with me with your chest off my back and no knees on the mat. You're already leading. Oh, I'm sorry. So he squared up on me. You gotta sprawl, brother. More, sprawl. Yeah, good. So I got my biceps on my jaw. I'm making my right knee move in, and I'm punching with my left leg to drive into him. So I'm doing this down on the mat. This is moving. I'm getting my inside leg up. I'm creating an angle, and I'm pushing my knee in. You got me? Drive all the way up to your feet when you do this. Here we go. 1, 2. One guy goes. I was here like this around the knee. I switched it to here. Now I'm going to step behind the foot, make them up, make the foot up high. So the reason I like this as a warm-up drill is it's teaching you how to use your power leg to pivot and drive to your feet. So, I'm in this position right here, and my foot's like this, and I do this. That guy's probably going to slip the knee and kick out on me. So you see how I'm getting my body to drive across this hip. So, I'm in on this single, and I get a little bit of a rotation out of it, where I get my power leg up, and I'm working on pushing up, switching my hand, making them step, getting the foot high. Got it? Let's go. Head up. Now if I can, I'm gonna pull my knee through, or I'm gonna get my leg back. Don't stand here like this. This doesn't teach him anything. You gotta pivot that leg a little more. Yes, right there. Good. So I got it back. Drive me up. Good. Head up. Good. Nice job. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm grabbing and I'm pulling this way with my elbow. So I'm trying to get my chest to turn the corner. I like to go here, and now I pull this arm through, grab the leg, and then come up. So you see how I'm using my power leg, my pivot leg on a high crotch. My head's on the outside. I go up high when I shoot. If my hands go below the knee, I'm immediately going crack down. So, I'm in this situation where I like the outside step. So when I'm in here, I'm pulling this in. So you see how I have my chest is up right here, and I'm picking this foot off the mat with my chest. As I'm doing that, I'm pulling my elbow down this way. My hand's getting to here, so I'm getting my drive up. Then switch to your double. If you try to switch to your double when you're down on your knees, you're not going to get it. So, first 3 or 4, I just want you to start on your knee. My foot is up on the side that my head is on. And you see how it's not at a right angle, but I keep moving my chest this way. I keep knee sliding across. I get my hands locked. I get to this point right here. We good? Any questions? Let's go. 3 things. I'm looking for a pick. I'm looking for outside step high crotch, or I'm looking for an outside step double. And on some of them, I'll outside reach. And so, definitely on the pick, I'm going to outside reach. But, the first thing I'm doing is I'm attacking his hands, then I'm moving them. So, as I move them, and I circle, I get that foot to step. If I have a hand, I'm going to go to my knee right here. So, what I'm doing with his head is, I'm moving his head this way, and then I'm going to pull it back in. So, I like to go and shoot from head to head. I like to have space. Whether it's my high crotch, my single leg, I like to have space. I don't like to put my head on people's shoulders. So, I try to create angles with my head. So, you see that initially what I'm doing, I'm not going to let him touch me. No way, no how. I don't want a guy to put his hands on me. So, when I'm moving across on him, I got my hands ready. This guy. So, we're wrestling in here and I get a wrist. I'm head to head on him right here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a little bit to the right. So I move right, and as I do that, I pull his head to the side, and I'm going to my left knee, and left hand is reaching. Don't move. I'm using this leg to drive, but I'm pulling him down. You're going to want to pick, trying to drive through. I'm pulling his head down here, and I'm going to the ankle, and just grabbing it with my other hand. See me pull it down. So the reason I'm pulling down so much is I want his head to come up. So like, when I went to hit this shot, I'm bringing that hand really close to his foot. If his head comes up, I'm working on grabbing, and I'm pulling my knee in, and then getting my angle to go get my double or my high crotch. Understand? So, you know, a lot of times I'll be pushing in with my right foot, and get this thing working. Good. All right, let's try to stay focused, man. Good. I'm trying to give you some energy here. Good. All right. So, when I'm in this position, I'm pushing. And this is something you should incorporate with your freestyle. And it'll make it amazing. It'll make it amazing when you get a guy in this area of the zone. They start to pin. And that's what you want. But, you know, when I teach wrestling, I want to teach taking space. So, you know, I'm in on him here. You see I'm moving with my head. I make my collar tie. And, you know, his foot's pretty far away, but I can still go get it. You get that? You got me? Go get it. 1, 2. And I'm going to lift his ankle up from here, and I'm pushing with my foot on the mat right now. And you see I'm already grabbing his hand. So, you know, I want to grab hands in here as much as I possibly can, because this makes it really hard for him to come up. Impossible, right? Yeah. So I'm pushing with my chest on him. You know, sometimes I do this where I put my elbow on the inside on his bicep. It just makes it a little harder for him. And I'm a jerk. Right. Absolute jerk right there. So I'm looking for ways to slow him down from building his base. So, you know, he's trying to build his base right here. I'm going to take this off hand, and you see how I grab it. Now, if he has his hands turned in here, it's really easy. But you see how I'm pushing with my foot, and I'm turning this hand in. So, as I'm doing this, I'm going to take my other hand and reach under and grab the hand again. Now I'm moving to the right side. And when I move to the right side, I stick my knee in his far hip, and it just makes it hard for him to build his base. No, don't move. I'm taking my forearm and I'm driving it this way to bring the arm out on the back. So, if I grab fingers, it makes it so much easier to roll the wrist out. Try to resist the temptation of pulling it to your chest. You know, work on trying to roll up over the top. So I'm grabbing the fingers in there, and I'm on top of him, and he's in this position. I'm just gonna grab it. And see, I'm rolling his elbow down on the mat, and I'm keeping his hand in his armpit. If I do this, grab your own belly. He's gonna grab his belly in there. So I wanna keep his hand over on this side right here. I have my knee pushing in on the other side. I come over the top, and now I put the knee on the back. You see how I'm using my knee on this side. So if I'm on the other side, I'm working on getting this foot off the mat, just making it hard for him to build a base. I grab fingers, and then I grab fingers again, and when I'm rolling to the other side, you see what this hand is doing. I'm not going to go pick it out with two hands. I'm going to take it out with one hand. So my knee's in the side. I get my knee over the top of his body, and you see how his elbow is like in my crotch. So when I have him here, I'm rolling my forearm down on this arm. So, you know, sometimes I'll take it out with my knee if I have to. I'm not going to have to in this situation because how much I grabbed his fingers. So I'm here, I'm rolling. So you see how I'm pushing right here, and I'm going to step off his body, and I'm going to get to this point right here. If he rolls to his right hip, good. This is when I'm going to have a little bit of a problem. So my forearm is still down on the top of his arm. And you see how I have my feet pushed out and I'm trying to get my butt down. I'm just going to circle to his head right now. So when I circle, I use my knee to help pull it out. Did you see my left knee? Put it back under you. Oh man, he put it deep. This is no problem. I'm not going to go down and get it with two hands. I'm going to try to pull his hand up and get my forearm down on the back side of his armpit. So I'm going to put my forearm right across right here. And you see how he's turned. I'm pushing him with my chest, and I'm trying to put his chest flat. So as I'm moving to here, you see how I have my knee taken out. Now I'm moving toward the head. My knee grab right here, pull it out, and I put it on the back. So I want you to first start and do the first 5 or so where you're just taking the arm out. So you see how, put your hand way out, okay, good. He's got his hands out pretty wide right now. And you see how I'm going to one side and I'm working on, lifting this foot up and capturing at the wrist. I'm sorry, at the finger. And I'm turning his hand in. When I'm moving to the other side, I get my shoulder up over the top of his. So I can go wrist, short claw, far claw, half Nelson. So I'm gonna hurt you a little bit. So I'm rolling this one down and I'm using my knee to bring it out. And I'm throwing the half in at the same time. So if he puts his arm, his shoulder down, I'm just gonna run the half in. So I'll do that again in a second. But go flat again. See how I'm reaching over the top? I have my foot wide so I can reach it. Then I'm pulling in. Now I'm going to switch sides. Got me? Key to this is rolling. If you pull it in like this, it's going to grab a side. You're going to have a hard time pulling it out. Now grab here. Yeah, like that. Good. Put it back out. So when I got it here, I'm working on doing this right here. See, I got it rolling. So don't be lazy right here. The payday's just about to happen. I get my knee over his shoulder. When I get it here, you see how I put my forearm down on the mat. Go up, get the ball a little more. Turn it right down. And put it right side. Yeah. Push it out. Yeah, push it out. Good, good. So you see where it is now? I'm pushing my chest forward. And I use my knee to bring it out. Got it? Do those first. Then, you're going to really struggle using your knee to pull it out. I'll let you try it a few times. Then, I'll bring you back in. So you can just feel it. And if you see it the second time, you might understand it a little bit better. Here we go. 1, 2. Get over the shoulder. So when I'm in this position, I got everything up. My chest is going right here. And then, when I grab to here, I'm circling this down right here. So, come up to your base. So I'm using my knee on this side to make it difficult. So you did a good job of getting up. So you see where I have my hand, my forearm, it's on top of his arm. And now I'm going to circle towards his head. And when I do this, it puts a lot more weight on it. I'm pulling this out with my knee. Now I'm putting it on his back. So when you get it to here, bring it all the way over here. You see I switched it to my hand on his wrist. So when I got him here, I'm going to wrestle into a claw here. I'm going to put my head on top of his head. My knee is on his elbow. And now I'm tipping him to his side. So I got him loaded up on my inside knee. I have this pulling this one. When you do this, make sure you don't pull the hand off the back. I kept his hand on the back the whole time. So, after referees see you do it once, they're going to be looking for it. So like if you're at the state tournament and they saw you do it one time at the states or at the sectionals, or what's the first one you have? Sectionals and regionals? District? What do you have first?
Qualifier.
Qualifier, then county, and then state. So they start to get, you see the same reps. You get what I'm saying? So you got to make adjustments for the referee. If you pull it off the back, the second time they're going to be looking for it. And the one thing that a referee likes to do is go illegal move, 1 point. You get what I'm saying? Refs love that. Love that. So, you know, I'm trying to keep this as legal as I possibly can. You know, I'm hiding his hand underneath my body. I don't want them to see what I'm doing with the hand. It's not illegal, but anytime the ref sees some kind of action against the joint, they're already thinking potentially dangerous. The last thing you want is them to go illegal move. You get what I'm saying? Move back just a hair. Good. So try to keep the hand in the armpit. Really make that a priority right now. And roll it over the top. Step over with your knee. So this time, I want him to bury his hand under him as much as he can, and you're going to go to your right hip and try to keep yourself on that side. You got me? So, when I'm in here, I capture all this, and he's rolling this one. This is what a guy's going to do on you. You understand? I'm going to flatten his body out right now. So I got my knee sticking into his hip. Now I'm working on moving his hand up. See how I moved it up? Now I'm out over the shoulder. Now I'm using the other knee to pull it off. If he's still on his side, I'm going to go back your side. I'm going to throw this claw in still. I'm going to get up on top of his head, and I knee on this to pull him to his back. Then I got to get my heel to the inside. Good? Too much? Let me know. I just put my belly on and I got a good sized belly. So some of you lightweights will have a harder time, but you see what I just did with his arm right there? I rolled my hip down and now I'm working to get my bar in. So you can go to your bar from here. I got him, this arm out, and I'm going to put 2 hands on it, and I go back over and I hook this ankle. So I pulled it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag his leg to turn his hip. So in this position, he's going to be fighting his left hip down. He's going to be doing this. So what I'm doing is I'm changing his hip by pulling it, and I'm pushing his arm across the back. So when I do this, I drop my chest down to get underneath his chest. So my hips are down really low. So then I feed into here and I grab up high. And now I grab with my elbow and I grab his chin. I step off the legs, I push this one wide, and I go to the floor. So, pretty good patience with that. Go ahead and put your arm on the back. So, you know, I have my elbow like right on his spine right now. So I'm trying to keep my weight on it. So you see I don't have things on the mat. And just my toe is here. Now I'm grabbing this and I'm putting my chest down low right here. And I'm holding up that hip. Now I'm going to go get him with my elbow. And get this in tight. I push this arm out, if you feel it coming in, then I exchange knees. Now I'm pulling this up. He's going to go out in a second. Good? So get him tight when you got him in that. That on the back again. And he posts his left hand on the mat. So, you know, I'm still trying to scoop this out, but what I'll do is I'll punch underneath at the elbow, grab the own wrist, and I'm walking around his head. I reach underneath, pick him up, and then I put him on his elbow. This kills him right here. And now I'm just going to settle down on his elbow. Go. You've got options here. Position, it's easy to scoop an ankle. The first thing I did was when I put a guy flat out. You see how I scooped his ankle up? Anytime you have that ankle scoop, it's a good thing. But try to get off your knees, even knowing your chops. You see how I'm driving with the lower part of my back, my belly is pushing on him and getting his butt off his heels. If he's sitting here with his weight on his heels, he has a lot of options. He can change it over. He can short sit. He can knee across pretty easily. When I move him to this position, it makes it hard. And then start to try to develop that single wrist when you're up on your knees. Okay? You're going to give him a quick break, water break?
Yep. Want to break that mindset.
Yep. Water break that mindset. Let's go. Grab your wrist. Go with. Good. We're moving our feet. I'm working against time. Looking at drags. Looking at going to underhooks. Controlling wrists. Move your feet. One guy's down. Start out a little bit more. Good. So I want this really light right now. Get into a pivot position and get your shoulder back side. And then I want you to help play. I'm pulling with my arms and I'm pivoting and I'm getting my shoulder behind. So when I'm in this position right here, he can attempt to go shin whizzer on me, but he's not going to have anything. You see how I have my head to the inside and I'm shelving it. So I'm pulling the knee this way. I'm driving into him. I'm getting my head in tight. I'm pulling this leg in. I feel his hip drop. I'm going to bring him right to his hip. So I'm in this position. He pulls me down. I'm trying to get an angle. Oh boy. Sorry. And he pulls me down. I'm trying to get an angle. I got my pivot leg up. You see how he sits his in right now? Lift. Dump him. Look to the knee. Here we go. 1, 2. Got his legs back. I'm working on building my chest up and getting his foot off the mat. So now I'm working on turning the corner off. So I'm down on my knees. I'm working on moving my knees in, but as I build up, you see how I'm getting an angle. I'm in the same position, and I feel him sit the corner on me. So when he sits the corner, I work to stay on me. He's trying to sit the corner on me. You see how I got my leg underneath his foot, and I'm sealing off on it. So I'm not letting him get to a lock on me, and I'm moving backwards as I'm going back. So I'm here, he sits the corner. I own the crackdown. Then I'm moving backwards and getting my foot underneath. Now once I get to here, it's easy to move back and put your head to the inside to clear up. So either I'm building up, you get the corner. If I feel him sit the corner, I'm cracking. So when I crack it, I put pressure on his knee. So he sits on me, I'm just sitting back. I have my shoulder up high on him. Get a chest lock on me. So he's got a chest lock on me, and he's trying to sit the corner. I'm trying to reach my hands to break the lock. Once I got the lock broken, I'm working on elevating that foot and get my head to the inside. Do those two positions. There we go. And he sits to his butt. You see how I'm on the inside. So I put this hand, instead of going down to the ankle, I stay right here. And you see how I have my butt down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shelf the near leg as soon as possible. So I get to here. My other left hand is looking to get underneath this other foot. So what I'm trying to do is to walk up over his leg. Here, wrestle me a little bit. Yeah, you're doing good. So I'm trying to walk over this leg slip my arm out, and get a bent leg shark. So, you see how I got over his other leg? I went underneath and grabbed it. You know, I could be on a double, and this happened. We end up in this position right here. So the first thing I do is I don't do this, I do this. You see how I got this foot off the mat? I gotta get that foot off the mat. He's got this foot on the mat. He's gonna try to get your foot to the inside on it. Yes, he's gonna try to use this. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm here, I'm trying to shove it. Now I'm gonna get up over this knee. High crotch. He falls to his butt. I'll get up on the shelf as soon as I can. Now I'm looking to get underneath this. I'm walking to this side, and when I walk to this side, I put my forearm on the inside of his leg. I pull it so I can get the leg through this way. Here we go. One jump. He's getting a little bit of height right in here. Crawl on him again. Don't put your elbow on the mat. Try to fight the resist putting your elbow down on the mat. So when you guys are in this position right here, you put your head and elbow on the mat. So here he's using his left hand to post. Get your head up, circle your left knee in, and pivot your right foot. No, don't lift your ass up. Bring your left knee in. Yes, pivot your right foot.
Bring it right now.
Come on. Pull in on the leg. Put your elbow on the mat. Left elbow. See how he's got his left elbow on the mat? He's trying to lock the shoulder out. Go backside. Don't lift your ass up and go backside. Grab his ankle. Stop. So when I pull in, you see how I got my elbow in here? So I can do it locked or I can do it right here. But I'm keeping my head in this position so he can't whizzer me. Now I'm taking the ankle and grabbing it up. Don't do this. You see how my shoulder popped out and my head popped out? So the guy's going to whizzer you down and he's going to do a kick out in this situation. So, defensive man. Grab a leg. Defensive man. You're working on getting that leg out. He gets an angle on you. Try to pull your knee through the hole. So you see how I'm using this whizzer, and I'm getting my other foot up. I can take the whizzer in or out, but I'm trying to get my butt back into him in this position. Got it? Play first, then we'll wrestle on. Don't lift your ass up. You lift your ass up, that guy's going to pull your face right to the mat. You should be working on getting your head up as high as you can. So when I'm in this position, I'm trying to go backside and get my head up. If I can drive up to my feet, I'm going to drive up my feet. If he's got a position where I can scoop with my elbow and go backside, I'm going to go backside. Got it? Play right there now. That means both guys should get a feel in them, but the offensive guy is winning. You understand? Let's go.